Now, Evan, one more time, yell out your card. 5 of diamonds. Watch this. Remember, all the cards moving except for one card. Your card. The 5 of diamonds. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was the trick that I did when I was 4 years old, and I was shocked when I asked if you wanted to see it. You're like, yeah, it would probably be great. Why would you think that? It's 4. It's terrible. This is the kind of magic you do when you're 4. And then adults would be like, what was that? That's what they say. What was that? You should learn other magic. You should learn better magic. That's what they would say. Things like that. And Evan, this is how old are you, Evan? 11. Evan, 11. I see why. I get it. I understand. So, Ghost Baby, have you returned? Heartbreaking, really. Anyway, I like this guy's like groaning. Are you funnier? So that's Evan's card. Now, Evan, here's the deal, buddy. Kids your age are getting really good at magic very, very quickly, and I'll tell you why. Because they can go on YouTube, they can go online, they can get PDFs, and they get really quick at magic. But when you start magic, this is the kind of terrible magic you do. And then you get better, and you start going to magic clubs, and you learn from YouTube, and you learn from books, and then you start stealing other magicians' tricks. And then you stop that because it's not good. And then you start getting so bored with regular tricks, you start drawing little people on the back of the cards like that. That's obviously a little celebrity. You're like, ooh, is it Paris Hilton? No way, it's way too thick for her. Come on. It's obviously Taylor Swift. Look. And she's on the back of every card. Look, it's Tay. And here's the deal, look at this. It's like she's on the back of every card. So it's like she's running away from good relationships. Like, and if you look closely, Mr. Evan of Connecticut, Taylor Swift's body on both cards is not exactly the same. Her arms and legs are a little bit different. And there's a reason for that, Evan. That's because I made this deck of cards just for you. The entire deck of cards is a little flip book. And you may not know what that is. Your parents did. They used to do it in school. So this creates a little animation. And you guys are like, hey, Magic Guy, how long does it take to hand draw every single card on a deck of cards like that? And I can tell you from personal experience, it takes between 3 and 4 entire sessions at work at HR, sitting in the back. Today we're learning about. Watch closely. This is just for Evan. Everybody else can watch. Taylor removes her hat. She reaches. She pulls out a little doggy. It's a doggy. It's a puppy. And she turns the puppy magically into a bunny rabbit. Just like that. And she turns the bunny rabbit into the back of a playing card. And she flips that card over, revealing Evan's freely chosen 5 of diamonds. Thank you, guys. I love that trick because through most of it, you're like, where is this going? And then by the end, you're like, wow, that was really cool. So, this is called springing the cards. When you're first learning magic, this is what you'll learn how to do, springing the cards. And then you get a little bit better, and you get a little further apart, and a little better, and a little further apart, until you can do trick shots like this. Behind the back, here we go, down. 1 second, and back up. So I was down and back up. I'm glad that most of you got that as a joke, and the other people were like, he's a god. Thank you, little Joker baby again. Stop plotting things. So make noise with your hands if you've ever heard of the illusionist David Copperfield. Anybody ever heard of David Copperfield? Me too. He's the most successful illusionist in the history of magic. He's had over 20 one-hour network specials. That's a lot of magic to do. He's had, can I have a sip of that beer, please? He's had over 21 Emmys, and here's the one that'll blow you away. David Copperfield has sold more live show tickets than Elvis Presley or the Beatles, or, and this is a fact, Elvis Presley and the Beatles put together. fact, by far. Anyway, he might be up there with Taylor Swift, to be honest with you, so her career. But in 1982, and that was an actual year, kids, where people were living, 1982. So he did a trick that made him famous around the world forever. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear. And the adults know. The kids don't know what I'm talking about. They're like, it's not on TikTok. It actually is on TikTok. So you can look it up on TikTok or YouTube, whatever you want to do that way. So in 1982, he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. And when we left Bayonne, we saw the Statue of Liberty by the harbor there, not too far away. And I picked up a postcard. I'm going to get it for you here. And this is to commemorate the Statue of Liberty. So I'll show you kind of what he did. The statue is situated like this, and let me go a little closer. And at the bottom here, this was all grass back then. There weren't words back then. It was all grass back there in 82. And David had 100 people, live people sitting there. He had a metal trussing erected around the statue. There was a cloth at the bottom, a pulley system. There was, are you at the dentist? And then there was a helicopter flying around. This is real searchlights, a little radar detector. And when David motioned at the right moment, the cloth was raised around the statue. It held for just a brief moment, and then this statue was gone. I'm sorry, did you expect me to do that? I was just talking about what happened. It's pretty cool. Plus today with TikTok and stuff, you can make this stuff happen like instantly, just like that. It's like... Now, originally, David went to the great director Frank Capra, who directed Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and It's a Wonderful Life. And he said, Frank, would you direct our special? And Frank said, well, the only way I'll direct it is this, David, is if you raise the cloth 3 times. On the 3rd time you lower it, the statue is not gone, and you just look in the camera and you say, liberty is too important to make disappear. And David was like, that's beautiful, but it's a terrible magic trick. It's not a good magic trick, really, for a magic show. So the important thing is to make sure that liberty reappears, just like... A little trick out here. I've got something in here. I'm going to throw it on the table. I want you to yell out what it is. I have faith you're all going to know what this is, because to me, the smartest people in the world are always found on this beautiful ship, the one I love the most, my home, away from home, the one, the only. What is it, Quantum? Out of the end of the sea. Love it. It's fantastic. All right. I think this lady's correcting me. Wow. I do appreciate it, Karen. Thank you. I'm really putting my career in my hands, because so many people don't know what a joke is anymore. All right, so I've got this. I'll throw it on the table. You yell out what it is. This is your chance to yell, miss. All right, and that lady over there, too, but in Spanish. All right, here we go. All together very loudly. Here we go. Boom, what is it? Exactly. Rubik's. We all know. It brings us all together. We're all so frustrated we can't solve it. It is a Rubik's Cube, the cube of Rubik's. From the old Hungarian, Rubik's Cube literally translates to stocking stuffer from 1985. That's what it means. Now, they say if you can solve a Rubik's Cube in less than 5 minutes, you're likely a genius. But if you can solve it under 1 minute, it's a proven fact you've never had a girlfriend in your life. Sorry. Now, if you're a parent who grew up in the 80s or 90s, clap right now. Go ahead. Anybody? All right. So, kids, your parents who grew up in the 80s or 90s, they've been lying to you. They all know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and they all know the hardest part of. Sorry, a lot of chatter over there in the nursery. Anyway, they all know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and they all know the hardest part of solving a Rubik's Cube is putting each sticker back on exactly straight. How we did it. I cannot solve the cube of Rubik's by twisting and turning said cube in a prescribed manner. They tell you to all the YouTube videos and manuals. But if you watch closely, I can make the illusion this is solved, and it's going to happen a lot quicker than you can possibly. Are you people starting to understand how good I am and what I do? Thank you. Thank you, one little kid there. You can stay. All right. Magicians use Sharpie markers just like this. I do my own. And then I remove the cap. That's decapitated. And I do my, one more push and you'll have it fully out. Well, my own trick is just for me, it's not for you. Here we go. Okay, and what's a drink package? $65 a day? This is 2 for $1. And what do we got here? Alright, so let's keep moving here. How about this? Let's go with, this is kind of cool, actually. This is kind of cool. We're going to the beach, and I think it's tomorrow, actually. Well, we go to Orlando, right? And then all of us can go to Disney and, like, get one ride and then come right back.
Yeah, for $200.
Okay. It's people, right? It's actually people, right? Or is that little critters? All right. So anyway, here we go. This is when I go to beaches, and sometimes in my show, sometimes I give out money, and people go, "How do you do that?" And it's because I go to the beach and I find these little black holes on the beach, little portals, and I take them with me, and inside of them there's money. And the last time I was last week in Nassau on the cruise, I found one, and this is a little portal that I found. You guys call it a wallet, or something like that, a wallet. And I take these little portals because they're just carelessly shoved in the bottom of a shoe. And I just figure, so, and there's $5 in this one. Well, there's a little more than that, but let's not get into details. Could you bring the monitors up, like, I don't know, 7 dB so I can hear myself? Thank you so much, because it's very loud over there, so but no one cares. All right, so anyway, so $5 in there, and then there's this inside of there, and that's probably been there since high school, I'm thinking. But anyway, so $5. What's that kid? Library card. There, I'll do it for you, parents. There's 5 $1 bills, Cinco de Enero. Watch very, very closely, guys. 5 $1 bills. Now, here's the deal. If I hold on to these very, very tightly, roll up my sleeves just like this, and I never fully let go of one with one hand or another, then what I'm about to do should not be possible. Watch very, very closely. I'll do it very slowly, guys. Watch closely. Nothing tricky. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, $500 bills. Wow. Very nice. That's right, ladies. Daddy got his stimulus check, girl. I'm sorry. Why am I still just doing magic for a living? I could just sit at home and turn ones into hundreds. And my girlfriend always says a ton of ones, so I don't even know where she gets them from. Whatever. You don't know the Jasmine. And I would give this to somebody in the audience. I would give it to somebody. But unfortunately, the moment it touches your little muggle fingers, it would just... I guess person goes, I can take $5. I don't know what you do with $5. I'm like, I'm trying to turn it into 100, man. Magic job. Uh-oh, a little baby Joker up there. So this thing. Did you know that during the, we'll do that later. Did you know that during the pandemic when magicians got sick, sorry. Did you know that during the pandemic when magicians got sick, that would happen. And I gotta see my magic doctor, my cardiologist. Ba-da-bam! Hey! Cardiologist. Yeah. I like the people who groan at the joke, but they also like write it down so they can use it later. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of dog does a magician have? A Labracadabra. Alright, what do we got over here? So, how about this? Make noise with your hands if you would like to see a card trick. Anybody want to see a card trick? Right there. Let me try to make this little doll right here. There we go. What is it? Is it babies free? For new babies, you get $10. What do I got here? All right, card trick. We're going to see a card trick. So you realize we're going to do a lot of other stuff in this show, but the fact of the matter is, it's a little bit of a different magic show. So to make this card trick different, I don't use any cards for it. So this is just the packaging that cards come in. You probably never saw a trick with the packaging cards come in, but this is unprinted from the Bicycle Playing Card Company, Cincinnati, Ohio, and for magicians, gamblers, this is like a collector's item. It has not been printed on. Usually you see white trim with a blue, or maybe like a vibrant red, like, you know, filling just like that. It looks mostly like that right there. Thank you. Now this is a fully exploded view of all of the packaging. This is where it says Old Salon. There's a manufacturing code. There's a barcode on the back. If I take these parts and I just fold them all together just like that, then it looks like a regular pack of cards, but it's useless because there's nothing inside. Unless you're super amazing magic and you go 1, 52. Yeah. Back. Back. What a treat it is for you guys to see this. How did I do that? Can you keep a secret? Oh, you can? Cool. Awesome. So can I. I gotta say, I love the kids and I love questions. Just do me a favor, kids. Save all your questions until after I'm gone. I feel like I've been offensive to the children out there because I'm not sure this room has any adults in it from what I can hear. It's just... We're supposed to get free champagne. Why would a child say that? Oh, we hit a whale. That's so sad. They're always sad. They're always getting hit by crew. That's why they always sound like this. That was probably the baby whale. Sometimes you hear a bigger one. That's the mom just jumping in front of the ship going, and then they're together in whale heaven, which has got to be bigger than regular heaven, right? So the... oh, that's so good. This is a deck of playing cards. Now, would you like to see the first card trick that I learned when I was... Here's the deal. I was 4 years old. I would do this card trick, and adults would go, that was amazing. You should keep learning magic. You should do other magic. And then I knew from then on I should do magic for the rest of my life. Would you like to see the first card? 4 years old, you want to see it? Anybody? So nice. All right. Thank you. To do this, we need somebody. You never stops. Amazing. We need somebody from... I mean, you're